Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is the greatest show there is out there today. This is ECW. We are here, we are live in Tucson, Arizona to bring you the goddamn A show. This is ECW. I'm ill. I don't even care because we are finally making it to the best part of the week. Not only is it Friday, not only is it when it's SmackDown is supposed to be, but it's also ECW. So who cares about the rest? Nevertheless, what have we got in tap for you here tonight? Well, we've got some interesting matchups going on throughout the night, but one that we need to pay attention to is the main event of the evening. This man on the right that you see, the selfish prick that is Diamond Dallas Page, stuck his nose in business that was never his and should never belong to being his. But instead, that was not the ideology of Diamond Dallas Page at One Night Stand. He decided to try and get back involved with the architect Seth Rollins. So tonight, Diamond Dallas Page will pay for his sins, will repay what he owes when he goes one-on-one in the main event with Pentagon Jr. That is a punishment worthy of a scumbag like DDP. But before all that, let's get through the best action that you can find in this universe. Kicking things off with a bit of a cruiserweight match. As I said just a moment ago, we're going to kick things off with some cruiserweight action. We're going to kick things off with Chris Jericho, the leader of the Four Horsemen, against the premier athlete Tony Nese. Now, of course, recently, I'll be honest, that really did hurt. Trying to talk loud with a lovely migraine is beautiful, but you know what? These are the sacrifices that I make in order to make sure that ECW is the best show there is. Nevertheless, Tony Nese recently, of course, he almost had a chance to have a shot at the ECW Television Championship. He just missed the opportunity to face the still ECW Television Champion, Diamond Dallas Page, involved in that triple threat match. However, you know, these things happen, but the success for Nese can continue as he looks to try and get himself geared into the cruiserweight division, and Nese is actually going to jump the gun on this one on Jericho, getting a sneak attack on the man who leads the Four Horsemen. Running up from behind and locking in a Texas Cloverleaf onto Y2J right now on the ramp. My goodness, what a high-octane way to kick things off. I don't think Y2J was going to be expecting this one. Nese able to shrug off that and reply back with a stiff forearm into the face of Jericho. While, of course, the next person in line, you know, will be decided based on what the viewers decide, what the ever-so-smart viewers decide for actually tuning into this show. Of course, there is still that fight to actually get the opportunity at the next pay-per-view, and you can see it right now in Jericho and Nese. You can see certainly the fire that Nese has to get that opportunity, and the fact that he blindsided Chris Jericho with someone of Jericho's experience and, you know, Jericho's versatility, how he should be fully aware of what's going on to get a sneak attack on him like that. Must have been a damn good job by Nese as he nails a super kick here. Jericho has to kick this match off with that coat around him. Well, that jacket, I should say. But, I mean, you never know. It could cause pain, but we'll see what's going to happen regarding right now. Nese certainly showing off what he's brought to the party. It seems as if the fans aren't a fan of it around here. That made sense in my mind. Jericho there with a nice drop kick, and now this matchup can finally get underway. Pre-match attack and all out of the way. Jericho with a few stomps there, driving down onto Tony Nese as we kick things off with, of course, this cruiserweight matchup. What do we have you for the rest of the night? Well, we've got an interesting team making their debut. It's two men who we know are on the ECW brand, and they're looking to try and get a good win here tonight to maybe kickstart their tag team career at perhaps the worst time possible. It is Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko going at it in a tag team matchup. So that'll be good, but the problem is their opponents are the Usos, a team who at One Night Stand sabotaged the ECW tag team title matchup to prove that they are not a team that should be overlooked, I guess. Whatever they were thinking there. I'm not too sure, but these things happen, I suppose. And well, now the Usos have got to deal with the Authors of Pain, which is really a problem, I think, for the Usos. You know, it was one thing to cost the Authors of Pain the tag team championship, but it was another thing to attack them with a chair, to ground both men, and then run away into the crowd before either Akam or Razor was allowed to get their hands on the Usos. So watch out for the Authors of Pain potentially in that matchup following this one. Then Hideo Itami will make his ECW debut. He will be going up against a man who picked up a win on One Night Stand in the first matchup. That is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, in one-on-one action against Hideo Itami. That one is one that you can't miss. That one is seemingly going to be enabled one thing, and that is glorious. Up high for a second, Jericho with Nese. Good counter there, pushes him off the top, holds onto his balance up high. Jericho elbow drop into the premier athlete, looking to get that pinfall despite the sneak attack at the start of the matchup. Nese is out at 2. What else do we have for you here tonight? Well, we got something to worry about. I feel sorry for the man who I had to book in this matchup, but sometimes these things have to be done to try and save a roster, to try and make sure it's not as much problems as you want it to be. Later on tonight, TJ Perkins will go one-on-one. Oh, this is a difficult one to try and say. TJ Perkins will go one-on-one with the newest member of the Wyatt family. If you saw One Night Stand, you know what I'm on about. That has been confirmed to be Tommy End. 450 splash, though, by Nese. Wasn't expecting that, and amongst all of this, Nese looking for a huge win here. There's 1, there's 2, and oh, ever so nearly a 3 count there. Nese would have proven a point if he was able to get a sneak attack on Jericho, and then followed up with a 1-2-3. Nese up high once more, misses the elbow drop though. But yeah, we'll be seeing Tommy End later on tonight making his debut on this brand. Made a lasting impact at One Night Stand. Certainly showed his arrival on this brand and his, well, what's the word I'm looking for? His loyalty towards Bray Wyatt when he got involved in that incredible brawl between Joe and Strowman on the night. However, with that move by End, he may have sabotaged his own career already. He may be in trouble already. Samoa Joe may not be here tonight. He may be, while he is off recovering from his injuries that he sustained at One Night Stand. When Joe comes back, Tommy End is right on his list. He is number 1 now, surpassing Braun Strowman, who got the win on the night. Strowman as well, not here. Though, of course, while Joe is actually off, resting injuries, Strowman didn't want to be here. Didn't want to be here. That's it. He isn't here. He just did not want to show up. Strowman just thought, nah, no need for me to be here. Nese with the moonsault, though. On the outside. Didn't really get all of that. Perhaps if he had taken a springboard, he may have nailed Jericho more effectively. And, of course, our main event later on tonight, we are going to see I completely blanked for a second there. We're going to see the matchup that we talked about earlier. Pentagon Jr. taking on the scumbag, Diamond Dallas Page. On the outside right now, the referee quite quick with his count, but we return into the ring with Jericho in control. What will Y2J look for here? Seemed to see have something in mind there, but he just decided to pick up Nese instead. The leader of the 4 Horsemen now, looking to pick up a win and elevate himself into the Cruiserweight Championship division. Jericho, Walls of Jericho on Nese. Walls of Jericho locked in on Nese. I don't want to see Tony Nese tap out considering the run of form he's been on recently and the win that he picked up against Wade Barrett about 2 weeks ago. But Nese is actually not going to submit. Oh! Delivers anyway a harsh punch to Jericho to get out of it. But Jericho responds with a code breaker. The code breaker by Y2J. And this one may have put an end to it. Jumped over that kick as well at the right time. Covers Nese. Referee in the count for 1, 2, 3. Jericho wins. A very entertaining opener between the two. And there we go. Y2J with that victory may be able to progress himself further in the Cruiserweight Championship division. That attack by Nese, it showed his hunger. It showed his fire at the start of the matchup. But Jericho, being the veteran that he was just able to weather the storm and get that 1, 2, 3 at the end. Nese still recovering on the outside, as you saw there. And who knows, maybe Chris Jericho can win another championship. Be the first singles title he's held in this universe, to my knowledge. I believe it actually would be. So can Chris Jericho become the Cruiserweight Champion by ECW's next exclusive pay-per-view? We'll find out. He may actually be the contender on the night. But nevertheless, good win for Jericho. Good performance by Nese as well. We'll always be keeping my eyes on him. Now we move on to our next contest, however. A tag team matchup. Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko versus the Usos. Alright, well, tag match time here. Benoit and Malenko. Certainly two men that I think we've seen. Well, we've certainly seen Benoit tag team up with people before. Of course, he just came over from Raw as a part of the Killer Elite Squad. One of the most, I suppose I would say, dangerous teams there were within this universe. But times have changed for Benoit. His arrival on ECW was kind of put on hold thanks to the arrival as well of the glorious one Bobby Roode, who defeated him in his first matchup here. Benoit has not had an opportunity to prove himself since, but is hoping tonight against the Usos, himself and Dean Malenko can put themselves on the map. Malenko right now the favorite, it looks like, to challenge Suicide for the Cruiserweight Championship next week. So Malenko would also need all the momentum he can get if he can get a win here tonight over the Usos, especially with that kind of fired up mindset that the Usos hold within them, due to, of course, what took place at One Night Stand. For those of you not aware, the tag team matchup was going on. The Authors of Pain, no offense meant to the Dirty Heels, but the Authors of Pain were all over the team of Aries and Axel. They were utterly destroying them. Seemed as if the end was in sight. The big boot was hitting. The Authors of Pain cleared the ring just to prove their dominance. But the moment they cleared the ring, the Usos struck. Seemed as if on the outside Razor was aware of this and went out to fight them, but he got blindsided by what seemed to be a table of all things. Must have been thrown on him because there was a table down at ringside. Unless they used that to their advantage, I don't know. But nevertheless, Jimmy and Jey Uso laid out the challengers, forced a disqualification ending. And I went away that most of the night had no disqualification matches, but that one was not needed because we kind of felt that that the Authors of Pain were just going to be able to do it without weapons. No offense to the Dirty Heels once again, but it certainly seemed like it was going to be the Dirty Heels' night, the Authors of Pain's night. But that was not the case. The Usos got themselves involved, and I said on the night, and I will repeat it again, I have no idea what the Usos were thinking, but it was a damn stupid idea to try and get involved in the Authors of Pain's business. We've seen what they can do since they showed up on this brand. We've seen they can walk over and decimate opponents, but these two right here, the Usos, think they have what it takes to pull it off, think they have what it takes to lay out the Authors of Pain. I believe it was all riled up really due to the fact that Jimmy Uso was pinned in that one-on-one confrontation, in that Fatal 4-Way match I should say, to determine the number one contender for the ECW Tag Team titles. Akam pinning Jimmy Uso on the night. I think that kind of has fired up Jimmy Uso ever since, and subsequently it rubbed off onto Jey Uso as well. And now here tonight we look to see if the Usos can get another win in tag team action, this time over the team of Benoit and Malenko. Certainly going to be a matter of a cocky attitude and a bit of arrogance meeting stone dead technical wrestling. Gotta remember, Benoit and Malenko not really men who show a lot of emotion within that ring. They show up, they beat people up, job done, on to the next one. They're not really gracious in victory, but they are certainly humble in defeat as Jimmy Uso gets off to a great start there. Super kick in the gut and that upwards throat chop there, but Benoit not taking too kindly to it, looking to fight back right off the start there. Jimmy Uso trying to hold down Jericho here. Double underhook suplex there to Benoit. I think I said Jericho a few times. Oopsies. Benoit gets out of it, and now Benoit once again. Quick strikes to Jimmy Uso, but Uso counters, sending the Crippler into the corner. Be interesting to see if the Authors of Pain decide to do anything post-match. It would certainly shift the mood here tonight. From what I've heard, the Authors of Pain though aren't here, so I'm hoping that is actually the case. And I'm hoping they aren't actually here, because it would be nice to get a little bit of peace around here for once. Who am I kidding? I love this place being a warland. It's so fun watching everyone beat up everyone. Hey, we got Tommy End in action later on tonight. He kind of really made I don't want to say well, he made a significant dent really in the war field. He kind of just showed up and just detonated his own mine. He added himself to a war that didn't need more people in it, but he thought it looked fun, so he wanted to get involved. We're seeing that not too long away now, just matchup after this, and of course this matchup as well. So 2 matches left really before we get to see that. There's a splash reversal by Jimmy Uso onto the now fresh man of Dean Malenko. Malenko there attempted to reach Uso, but that just did not work out. Drop kick, you could see Jimmy try and duck it, but Malenko almost knew in his mind, he almost had the awareness that Jimmy Uso was going to try and pull something like that off. Amazing work there by Malenko. Back suplex. Beautiful bridge as well. Into a cover here. Hoping for a quick 3 count. But Jimmy Uso is out at 2. Got to think the tag team champions recovering wherever they are. I've got to be realizing that the Usos and the Authors of Pain, their spat will probably determine the next #1 contenders to the tag team titles. What a super kick there by Jimmy Uso. But they got to be thinking that. So they got to think: do they want to take on the Usos, who seem to be, who don't even seem to care about who their opponents are? They just want to put their names on the map, or do they want the Authors of Pain once more, knowing how truly dominant that duo is due to the beating they received on the night of One Night Stand? Chop countered. Great work there by Malenko. Incredible backflip. And once again, Jimmy Uso will be forced to stay in this matchup a little longer now as Benoit is tagged back in. And this is almost like a move we see from the 4 Horsemen. Double axe handle into the back. Benoit can now have his way with Jimmy Uso. Irish whips him into the corner. Looks as if he wants Jay in this one. Jay will tag himself in here. So we're going to get Benoit and Jey Uso going at it now. Flying forearm to kick things off. Jimmy Uso still stuck in the corner, certainly feeling the effects of the beating he's been taking for Benoit and Malenko. Good start here by Jey Uso so far, keeping the 2-time tag team champion down. Of course, Benoit, a former WWE and World Tag Team Champion, looking to complete the trifecta here on ECW. Only man to do that within this universe, I believe, is Batista. Just a little bit of a boring fact for you there. This shows how sad my life truly is. Am I kidding? I run the best brand in this universe. Life is great. I'm the best champion in this universe. Life is even better. And to top it all off, I have the best ratings within this universe. Tell me that life cannot get better. There's the Uso splash though by Jey Uso, hoping it's enough to get the win. And oh no, it isn't. Benoit kicks out, but he is now becoming subject to a little bit of a 2-on-1 beating there. Malenko into even the odds for a moment, clocking Uso down to the ground, and Jey Uso now could be in trouble. Look at these straights there, just unloaded by Benoit, but it almost means nothing as Jey Uso puts Benoit back in the corner here, sits him up top. Good reversal here by Benoit, looking to take flight. Oh, what a counter! Great counter into the cover, hoping it's enough to end it all. There's 2, and no. Benoit kicks out, and it looks as if Malenko was, well, it looks as if Jimmy Uso was almost using himself as a wall to stop Dean Malenko getting in and breaking up that pinfall. Malenko just kind of waiting in the ring a moment. Referee should definitely do a better job of trying to inflict the rules there onto Malenko. Kind of want to see Malenko doing that. He's usually a man who respects and follows the rules at all possible occasions, and he pays for it. Knocked down to the outside. Once more, Benoit in trouble. Good chop in the chest, and Chris Benoit now looking to make Jey Uso tap out. Imagine what this would mean for the Usos following their attack of One Night Stand. Make them look like jokes. Oh no, Jey Uso's out of it quite quickly, actually. Fair play to him for getting out of that one so fast. Up against the ropes, up and over, and with assistance from Malenko as well. Tag made. Dean Malenko, the legal man in this one right now. Benoit up high. Oh, good God. Benoit gets him with almost a knee in the face. And Malenko doesn't look like he has anything in mind, to be fair. Jey Uso with that. Oh, my good God. Sent on down onto Jey Uso. Jimmy just kind of standing there, not really choosing to get involved in this one. Looked as if a little bit of problem within the tag team there. A little bit of a mistake made by Benoit. Would expect it from Malenko, but not from Benoit, as he's now struggling to send Jey Uso back into the ring here. The count continuing on, and Malenko deciding it's best to get back into the ring. And back in comes Jey Uso now. Malenko drags him into the middle of the ring here, looking to go to work on the leg, looking to soften it up ahead of the Texas Cloverleaf. Malenko, they lifted up Jey Uso with ease, and now is looking to clock away with strikes. Jey Uso denies the opportunity to do that. And looking for some kind of power slam, maybe. No, Malenko stuffs it. Very nice work there by Malenko, and he Very amateur mistake here made by Malenko. He's right in the corner there of Jimmy Uso. And oh, it took too long. Wow, he paid for that one. Stupidity there. A ring genius like Dean Malenko making such an easy mistake like that. Cannot accept that kind of mistake. But you're seeing here problems within the Usos almost. They're refusing to make a lot of tags. We've only seen one tag made in this entire match. Looks as if though Jay has something in mind off the second rope. Oh! Headbutt into the small of the back. And now he looks to tag in his brother. Tag made. In comes Jimmy. You can see the problems that Malenko's going through there. Just crawling to try and get back to his feet. Missed that forearm. And uh-oh. Double underhook. Nice reversal by Malenko though. Very nice in fact. Able to get out of that one. Well, how you'd expect really from Dean Malenko. Stomping. Jimmy Uso back down as he attempts to try and get up to his feet so he can lock this in. Dean Malenko got it stitched in. Texas Cloverleaf. On to Jimmy Uso, but Jimmy Uso fights out of it. Jimmy Uso gets out of it and is somehow able to reclaim control over Dean Malenko for a moment. We'll look for that power slam maneuver once more. And drives his head into the mat. That can put him out of commission. Benoit, you can see on the outside, certainly unable to intervene right now if a 3 count was to be made. Look at these strikes here. Nope. Kicked right in the gut. Once more. Back and forth this tag match has been. And Jimmy Uso looks to take it up high. Will the Iceman stay down long enough for Uso to pull off whatever he's looking for? No, apparently not. Oh, he's going to take care of Benoit first. What was Uso thinking? He is now locked onto Benoit. No, he's not. He's returning to the ring here. Stomping Malenko back down. Taking care of him like he's nothing almost. Brings him in. Harsh DDT. Surely Malenko has to do something right now. But here we go. Back to the top rope. Back to the top rope. Jimmy Uso looks to fly. Benoit nowhere to be seen. Recovering on the outside. But Jimmy Uso is... He is really scared about taking flight right now. What was Uso thinking? He wasted his opportunity there to take flight. Wasted his opportunity to finish the matchup. And you can see right now, Malenko unable to make the tag. Benoit's barely standing. Malenko practically having to fight on his own right now, and he's feeling the effects of all the beating he's taken there. Barely able to stand on his own 2 feet right now. The Usos will have to execute their tag team work better than this if they want to defeat the Authors of Pain. They are seriously going to have to work so much better than this. Malenko trying to recover on the outside. Jimmy Uso now looking to take flight over the top and down onto Malenko. Good God. Wouldn't have expected to see that, but Malenko planted onto the mat, rolled back into the ring. He may be out of it. Malenko may be done for. Jimmy Uso thinks otherwise. Tag made. Back in comes Jay. I think that could have been a prime opportunity. Malenko has not moved once. Jey Uso lifts him up here. Good God, what more are the Usos looking to do here? Stomped him in the gut. And Jey Uso now, oh! Running bum tackle right in the head. And maybe this one, maybe this trip to the top rope will work out as opposed to Jimmy's earlier. Up high he goes, Uso splash. Cover on Malenko. Benoit ever so slowly getting in the ring. Too slow, and the Usos pick up the win. So now it begs the question of what is next for the Usos. They've picked up the win here tonight. It doesn't seem as if the Authors of Pain are on their way at all. Seems as if they are safe for tonight, but what is next? And how long do they have before the Authors of Pain decide it is time to mount an attack on these two men? I imagine we'll be seeing the Authors of Pain next week. That is up in my mind, and I will let you know. But as for now, the Usos celebrate a win, and they are going to have to do work if they want to beat the Authors of Pain. There are sloppy moments in the tag team offense still with the Usos, which needs to be fixed out as quickly as possible. Moving on, though, it is time. While Hideo Itami may be making his debut on this brand, who really cares? Because he's taking on the glorious one, Bobby Roode. Alright, well, here comes the arrival of Hideo Itami. He will make his way towards the ring right now, but like I said, that almost means nothing. There's a reason why Itami's coming out first. Is that so all the limelight, all the grandeur, all the reaction goes to the deserving and rightful man, Bobby Roode. Itami, though, didn't really have a very successful career on SmackDown. I mean, he had his moments to shine, but there were a lot of moments where Itami just kind of fell, I suppose the term is quite flaccid, really. There you go, I'm opening up my snack for the evening. But there were times where Itami just didn't feel as if he could possess anything. It was just felt as if Itami was almost there to just fill in the numbers at some point, and certainly now on ECW, with there a division that Itami can make a name for himself in, and of course the Cruiserweight Championship division, and of course the ever-expanding Television Championship division, he has the opportunity to do so. Why didn't I say the ECW Championship division? Come on, you really think Hideo Itami can hold his own against Seth Rollins? AJ Styles couldn't, a one-night stand. Just saying. But nevertheless, here comes the arrival of the most charismatic superstar there is in the world. The best looking superstar there is in the world. Screw you ravishing Rick Roodes. Screw your models and Tyler Breezes. This is the man who possesses it all. This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode. Look at him right there. There he is. And once again, no matter where we go, no matter what people think of him, whether they love him, hate him, worship him, want him to die, it doesn't make a difference. They all sing along to this theme. You cannot stop singing along to the glorious one's theme. You know what that shows? That shows that no matter what you think of him, no matter how much you try to hate him, no matter how much you try to loathe him, you are still so weak to his ways. Bobby Roode almost infects you. He makes you love him. So with that being said, I look forward to seeing Roode in action once more. Roode, of course, as well, who certainly left his mark on One Night Stand. Not only did he win the opening match of the night, as I said, in an open match in which Shawn Michaels came out to accept the challenge, but was defeated. But on top of that, following, well, later on in the night, really, between Baron Corbin and Sheamus, along comes Baron Corbin. Bobby Roode, I should say, to initiate a post-match attack onto Baron Corbin and kind of prove his next target in mind is the Four Horsemen. While it was, seemed like it wanted to be Roddy Strong who wanted to fight Bobby Roode first. Roddy sustained a minor injury on the ECW house show before One Night Stand and was therefore ineligible to compete in this matchup. Roddy will be back very soon, though, which I'm looking forward to. Always looking forward to seeing him grace our screens with his incredible technical wrestling ability that he possesses, but he's not gracing our screens in the same way that Bobby Roode can do so. Look at the difference in physique between these two men. I know Itami's a cruiserweight, and I should be taking that with a pinch of salt when I say that, really, but Bobby Roode is just so well toned. Look at the glistening of his body, really. He knows how good his body is, and he wants to show it off. And on top of that, we saw his robe as well. Custom-made robe, only made for the best. And that is why they made it for Bobby Roode, the most charismatic man there is. I mean, come on. You sing along to his theme. You hate him so much, but you chant glorious. You sing. Just singing his theme is all I need to prove that you love and adore the glorious one, no matter what you think of him. I'm looking forward, though, to seeing if Baron Corbin will look to do anything in revenge, in retaliation, to get his hands on the glorious one. Kicks him away there. Nicely done there by Roode. Able to use his power advantage on Itami there. Itami going to have to rely upon his speed to defeat the former WWE and Intercontinental Champion. Jawbreaker there by Roode. Itami retaliating slightly, stumbling back and sent to the corner. Kick in the face, though. Nice bit of back and forth by both men to kick things off here. I would say this is a feeling out period, but they've kind of scrapped the feeling out period and just gone straight into causing pain to one another. Look at this. Capture suplex here. Locked that leg in place, made it even more difficult for Itami to hold his own. And Roode knew it. Roode once again holding onto a leg as he hits the fisherman suplex, hoping the bridge will be enough for a 3 count. It isn't. Itami out of 2. Be interesting to see what Itami decides will be the most effective way of getting a win in this one. Will he rely upon his running shotgun drop kick to Roode, or will he look for the go to sleep that we've seen him execute on numerous occasions? Uh-oh, back. Oh! Back suplex there onto the apron. Hardest part of the ring, as we say on numerous occasions, and Roode certainly felt the most of that from Itami. Kicked right in the gut, though, in retaliation. Bobby Roode not a fan of trying to, of letting someone get the upper hand on him. Hardly a surprise in that aspect. Itami sees an opportunity to look for... Oh, good God! What a missile dropkick in the corner there by Itami. Roode, though, right back up to his feet. Misses that attempted strike. And now Itami sit-out powerbomb. Roode in a little bit of trouble here. Wouldn't have thought I'd be saying that, but Itami's certainly demonstrating some strong power here. Really doing a really good job, to be fair. Itami, though, a little bit hard done by the ropes in that aspect. Up against the ropes now. Finally. Oh, good God. Itami's looking to take flight here. Itami looking to go high, looking to really risk it all to get the win. Itami looking for that run-up. And, oh, caught square in the face by Roode. He saw it incoming. He knew what was about to happen. And that is why you never try something stupid against Bobby Roode. Glorious bomb. And Roode with the 1, 2, 3 is victorious over Itami. 1 mistake, 1 slip-up, 1 error, and that is it. The match is gone like that. Your winner, Bobby Roode, as he continues to build momentum on his Oh, good God! This is why I was interested to see what will happen. Baron Corbin sneak attacking, getting up on Roode from behind after the match. Getting revenge for what took place at One Night Stand. Baron Corbin has got in fights with the biggest of them all. He's fought Braun Strowman. He almost forced Braun Strowman's first defeat in this universe. But Roode is fighting back right now and is sending them back into the ring. He wants to take the fight to Corbin. He wants to prove that he is not afraid to back down to the lone wolf. But Corbin, catches him with a hard strike in the head. Enough to drop the glorious one, and now deep 6, the deep 6 onto Roode, which is here it is, the precursor, the prologue into the end of days by Baron Corbin. Well, there he is, the man who looks set to meet Bobby Roode in the weeks to come. Corbin and Roode now locking paths with one another. Roode may have wanted the 4 horsemen, but instead, he's got a front row ticket. He's got a front row ticket to an ass kicking at the hands of Baron Corbin. This is what I'm looking forward to now. Roode and Corbin in the weeks to come. Good God. This is why I always say ECW is the brand to beat around here. When you've got 2 well-versed athletes like these 2 men, how can you miss out? It's one of the reasons why we are the best. Anyway, we're going to move on. Oh, this is going to be an interesting one to pay attention to. It's TJ Perkins about to get destroyed by Tommy End. Oh. Well. There it is. Bray Wyatt is here. Bray Wyatt just showing up on the scene. Once again, that graphic. Well, that graphic's almost interesting to see, really, because that was exactly the way that Tommy End made his debut in this universe, and Bray Wyatt stating that, well, I don't know, actually. I don't even know what to make of what Wyatt's saying. Well, he's not wrong in that aspect. He you know, Samoa Joe did give it his all to beat Strowman, but once again, the Wyatt family and their mind games intervened. It wasn't even the fact of a mind game, really. It was just the fact of Tommy End arrived on the scene, and that was what we saw. That was one of the last images we saw from that matchup, was End getting involved. And now Wyatt stating that the name of that man, the name of his disciple, is no more Tommy End. For now it is Aleister Black, and we should all fear the name that we hear uttered from his lips. The Wyatt family at its peak, at its strongest in Bray Wyatt's mind. In Bray Wyatt's mind, it is now time to run. You can almost feel a chill in the arena as you know it's time. You know what is about to happen. You see all this kind of glitz and just positive lighting really for TJ Perkins, and he comes out, he makes his entrance, and he seems a little bit happy, but it's almost like Perkins is trying to put it in the back of his mind. It's almost like he doesn't want to think about what he is going to have to deal with in a moment. He doesn't want to think about the arrival onto ECW of this man. As we just saw, no longer is it Tommy End. That is what makes it even more worrying. Now I know I could have picked anyone to take on the new arrival of the Wyatt family. So why TJ Perkins? Because I knew that no one right now can stand up to Black. I knew no one could stand up to him. And if I want to show why we are in for a dangerous time on this brand, sometimes sacrifices have to be made. And the sacrifice in this occasion is TJ Perkins. We may not see Perkins for some time following this, but these things have to happen. Here he is, he's on its way. This is the arrival of the new member of the Wyatt family. This is the arrival of the man who we saw intervene in that Falls Count Anywhere match at One Night Stand. That is Aleister Black. With Bray Wyatt to his side, applauding him on. Like I said, on the night, I knew he was contracted to our brand, but I did not expect him to get involved in the way that he did. I did not expect to see him show up. Bray Wyatt for a few weeks had been going on about how there was a new member of the family, and I thought he was to be Pentagon Jr. I thought he would be the one to follow the Wyatt family's ways, but that was not the case. Aleister Black heads towards the ring. Look at that. Just everything about him screams someone you should be afraid of. From the Viking style haircut to the numerous tattoos, the jacket, the dark lighting. Everything about Black just screams a figure that you should be afraid of. TJ Perkins is going to look to try and do some damage to Black, or at least try and hurt Black. But he is in for a tough, tough time. Here is Aleister Black. He is ready to just destroy Tommy End. That, by the way, wow, Aleister Black, I meant to say that is Aleister Black, and he's looking to destroy TJ Perkins. But whoever made that theme, by the way, kudos to you, because I'm now even more afraid of Aleister Black than I was when he first came out. TJ Perkins getting off to a bit of a strong start, and that's all come to an end. Nice, thank you for showing up, Perkins, and that's probably going to be it for TJ Perkins here. Aleister Black wrenching on the head. As I said, though, a little bit earlier on, it just begs the question of when will Samoa Joe make his return? When will Joe show up? When will Samoa Joe look to deal with Aleister Black? I'm not too sure, I gotta be honest. It could be next week, it could even be next month. We're not too sure what the extent of Samoa Joe's bumps, bruises, and potential injuries are. All we know is that Aleister Black got involved in that matchup and Braun Strowman got the win. TJ Perkins right now, though, is seriously looking to deal a bit of a devastating blow into Black's debut, but that is not to happen. Here we go. This is Black's training, that mixed martial arts background, the devastating kicks into the chest. We saw so many of them delivered onto Samoa Joe. And we're seeing more and more right now being inflicted onto Perkins. Held his arm in there as he delivered that back suplex. Perkins in trouble as Black looks to get the cover here. There's one. Perkins still fighting on. Still got a bit of heart left in him. Somehow. Oh, God. Reverse suplex there for Perkins, and he begins to feel even more punishment now. But Perkins will stand no more. Perkins will look to fight back again here. And oh, just an elbow to the leg, and that could basically be it. He could be grounded right now. Oh, good God! What a leaping cutter by Aleister Black. And Bray Wyatt is loving every moment of what he watches here. Dragon Sleeper locked in. Perkins was just able to reach the ropes, though. This torment, this physical pain that Aleister Black is causing onto Perkins must be everything that Wyatt loves and more. Double foot stomp into the chest. Cover onto Perkins. There's 2. There's 3. That is how you make a dominant debut. Aleister Black has arrived. And now, well, now I think you should fear him. Now you should keep your wits about you if ever you think about trying to stand up to this man. This is Bray Wyatt's new protege. Just look at the Wyatt family now. Bray Wyatt at the helm, and his, I don't want to say his sidemen really, but his followers, Braun Strowman and Aleister Black. The Wyatt family may be at their strongest ever. They may truly be unstoppable. Well, I fear any teams in the tag team division, and I fear maybe even Dean Ambrose. Maybe even Suicide, because who knows, Black may be able to contend for that Cruiserweight Championship. It is a worrying time. I may even fear for Seth Rollins as time goes on. But there is one man who I do not fear. There is one man who I am not afraid of. There is one man who Seth Rollins will never be afraid of. That is the pig stain going up against Pentagon Jr. in the main event. That is the traitor to ECW. That is the man who will not accept reason, even when force was used against him. Some may call him a martyr. I call him a prick. It's Diamond Dallas Page, and he's back on ECW. I have put a lot of faith into this man who's about to make his way out. I have put a lot of hope into Pentagon Jr. that he will not let me down. That on his ECW debut, he will rise from the fire that for some reason follows him in 8-bit fashion. But he will rise from it. He will use it to his advantage, and he will unleash pain, torture, and devastation of the greatest kind onto Diamond Dallas Page. I do not care what anyone thinks about Diamond Dallas Page. The only opinions that matter are mine and Seth Rollins's. And the fact is, me and Rollins and I, we do not agree for 1 second on Diamond Dallas Page. We hate this man. We loathe the man that everyone loves. Why? Because we see past the lies. We see past it all. We only see the truth. And the truth of the matter is, Diamond Dallas Page. Who gave him pyro? Who in the hell back there gave Diamond Dallas Page pyro? This is one of the biggest snakes there is. You talk about Michael Bennett being a snake and betraying ECW to join the NWO. No. He is nothing compared to Page. Page is a snake to ECW and a snake to the crowd. And he betrays everyone for himself. His own self-greed, his own self-purpose, and that is why at WrestleMania, when so many eyes were on Page, and so many people had seen past the lies, Page just could not handle it anymore. At WrestleMania, Page, you should have committed career suicide. You should have been done for. But you decide to stand back up. You decide to try and get back on your pedestal and show to these people who clamor for you, who cheer your name of the false hero. They believe that you're the one to bring them change. No, Page. You are not the one to bring them change. You are not the one to give them what they need. You can claim that all you want, but you are a fraud, Page. You are a joke. You are what you hate. Or what you say you hate. Diamond Dallas Page, you only care about yourself, and right now, I hope Pentagon Jr. demolishes you this week, and I hope whoever I have lined up for you next week gets to do the same job. Hell, maybe I'll give you to the Authors of Pain. Maybe I'll feed you their way. That might be fun. That I may enjoy watching. What am I kidding? So long as DDP's getting beaten up, I love watching it no matter what. You are going to have to do an awful lot to even think about even being on the top 25 list for the ECW Championship, Diamond Dallas Page. You tore any bridges down when you delivered that diamond cutter onto Seth Rollins that one ECW. You lost my respect. You lost Rollins' respect. We knew you were lost to the hypocrisy that you had so gone against. We knew that all those claims that you made about wanting ECW to be a fair place, wanting it to be a place for the fans, wanting it to be a place about the wrestling, we knew you didn't care about any of the words you said. DDP, when you committed career suicide, when you should have committed career suicide at WrestleMania, I wish you went into a career in politics or something, because the amount of lies and bullshit that you spur out of your mouth, you could have fit in perfectly. But no, you're here once again. You claim you're for the people once again. Paige, I did it once. I will do it again. I will expose you for what you really are. A coward. A joke. And a coward. Who hides behind his smiling attitude. Who hides behind his happy-go-lucky ways. When right now, when it comes to being in the ring, when it comes to actually having to face a man one-on-one, as opposed to sneaking up on them from behind, trying to get a little, well, I suppose the last laugh after a match of the night candidate that Seth Rollins always produces, then, you know, it's just, we see how much you fail, Paige, in that aspect. You got that little jump start on Rollins at One Night Stand. Credit to you. Do you know who else could have got that? TJ Perkins. Neville. Akira Tozawa, even in his current state. Anyone could have got the jump on Rollins. There was nothing special about what you did, Paige. And we're exposing you once more as the sham that you are. You haven't even fought back so far against Pentagon Jr. He has wiped the floor with you in this match. And you think that the fans should still love you? You think that you're here to try and dethrone Rollins? No way, Paige. The dictator was overthrown when you went to WrestleMania. Now we're in a democracy, but you can't stand to see that, can you, Paige? You can't stand to let the free world do what it wants to do. It only does what Diamond Dallas Page wants it to do. Well, Paige, newsflash. Times change. People change. Ways change. It is a dictatorship no longer. Welcome to a democracy led under Seth Rollins. Welcome to the ECW you pledged to create, but in your own mind vowed to destroy. And every week that goes by, Paige, as the punishment gets worse and worse, there will be one man who will be watching this and laughing. There will be one man who knows everything that he witnesses is well deserved to this coward who lies on the floor. That is Seth Rollins. So I hope, Paige, for your own good, for your own gratitude, for whatever humanity you claim to have within you, you get on the next plane out of here. You leave ECW. Hell, you even leave this universe. I genuinely don't care anymore about you. You do whatever you want to do. Just don't let me see your face again. Save yourself from the punishment that Seth Rollins and the rest of ECW can inflict onto you, Diamond Dallas Page. Forget these pledgling little sheep who cheer your name and believe that you are the one to show them the light in amongst it all. Leave it all, Page. Do it for yourself. Hell, that's what you've done your entire career. You've only cared about yourself, so why didn't you show it once more? Leave, don't ever come back, and that will be the one and only smart decision you'd have ever made in your life. As I said at One Night Stand, Page, no matter what happens here tonight, no matter what happens in the weeks to come, welcome to your deathbed. Pentagon Jr. right now disproving me, not making me a very happy man right now, making me even more annoyed and pissed off than I already am when I have to lay eyes on Diamond Dallas Page. Diamond Cutter there by the fraud, Diamond Cutter by the joke. Oh, thank you. Come on, Pentagon Jr. I don't care if you win or lose. All I care about is the fact that you bandage up this guy so hard, he has to leave. He is unable to walk. You have done it so many times. You did it to Kevin Owens. Do it to Diamond Dallas Page. You did it to an actual credible talent. Come on. Come on, Pentagon Jr. Please don't let me down. Page going up high right now. Almost as if he's trying to think that he's something he's not once again. Elbow drop down onto the heart of Pentagon Jr. And it's almost like Pentagon Jr. is just completely stopped in the tracks right now. There we go. There's a reversal. Come on. Come on, Pentagon. There's a lot of money in it for you. There's a lot of opportunities in it for you. I don't know what you're into. Are you into hell stuff? I can get you hell stuff. Are you into BDSM? I can get you BDSM stuff. Whatever you like, I swear I can help you out with. Just beat him up so bad that he can't stand. That is the hammer. That's the attitude. Double knee backbreaker there. Powerbomb backbreaker. ProJaked Chopper, whatever you want to call it. Why is this buffoon still standing? That's it. That's what I'm used to seeing from Pentagon Jr. You take one move, I'll dish out one 10 times heavier. Come on. But once more, Page fights back and this crowd cheer him on. These sheep demand that Page does what they want him to do. They want Page to win so badly. They want to see him do so well. The fans are just as blind as Diamond Dallas Page. Good God, here's another powerbomb again by Page. Come on, Pentagon Jr. Raise that shoulder up. Raise it up. Yes. Page is still walking. He's got a limp to him, but he's still walking. Pentagon Jr. This is not what I want to see. I don't want to see him walk out with a limp. I don't want to see him walk out at all. You have one job here, Pentagon Jr. Do not fail me. Come on. No. It's reversed. Pentagon, though, catches him right in the face with an elbow. Kicked in the leg, though. No. Come on, leave your guard up at all times, Pentagon Jr. Yes! That looked like he could have broken an arm or something. That looked like it would have hurt. That's what I'm interested in. Pentagon Jr. up high once more. Swanton nails it. Come on. Pin him. Do something. Make sure he can't stand. What are you doing, you oaf? Shoulder tackle by Page as he somehow is able to fight back. This is a joke at this point. No, God damn it! Diamond cutter, and the crowd ignite to the side of it. Whoever's in the back and just turned off that replay, thank you very much. You're the smart man. Oh, car, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Pentagon Jr. Keep raising that shoulder up, just whatever. I cannot afford to see you lose this matchup. I want Page to return to this brand and be shown as a joke. I want Page to return to this brand and be unable to walk out of it on his own 2 feet. Pentagon Jr. just yelling at those who cheer on Page. Yelling at those who are almost as blind as Diamond Dallas Page is. Well, Page isn't blind, actually. He knows what he's doing. He's the evil mastermind of this all, really. He's blind to the fact that he thinks he can take back this brand that he never once held control of. I know I labeled it a dictatorship before, but that was how DDP wanted it to be. That is how he saw it in his mind. His dictatorship. His playground, really. Reverse once more by Page. Come on. No. Yes. Yes, he countered the diamond cutter. What are you doing? Why did you fall back down? No. No. Please. Please kick out. Please kick out. I'm begging you. Oh, yes. Come on, Pentagon Jr. Do something. Lay him out. Break his arm. You're good at that. You're really good at breaking people's arms. I've seen you break all sorts of arms in the past. Don't let me down now. He's up high. Oh, he misses the missile drop kick into the back. Page moves out of the way. Page now. What? Sleeper hold? Sleeper hold on the Pentagon Jr. Where's Page been learning this one? Come on. Come on, Pentagon Jr. I know you. You're a tough man. You do not pass out to anyone. Yes. Jawbreaker. That's what I wanted to see. Able to fight back in an instant and deliver. Oh, yes! Suplex stunner. Break that jaw. But don't take these repeated breaks. They're costing you. Come on, Pentagon. Oh, right in the gut. Every little bit of damage that's caused here just gets worse and worse for Paige. And now we're going to lay eyes upon another backbreaker. Beautiful. How does he still stand? How is he still standing after everything that's taken? How? No, no, not again. Not again. Don't let him win. Don't let the people cheer. Oh, yes. Pentagon Jr. once more. Able to fight out of it. Russian leg sweep in retaliation. Come on, Pentagon Jr. I know you've always wanted a shot at Seth Rollins. I know you've always wanted to hold gold. Don't let me down here. And you can have that chance. Trust me. I'm an honest man. I don't lie. I'm not Diamond Dallas Page. You could believe me, Pentagon. Just get that 3 count. That's all you need to do. Just get Diamond Dallas Page the hell off this show. Yes. Once again, reversed by Pentagon Jr. Kicked in the leg, though, by Page. Page now. Looking for another Diamond Bomb. And once more, Pentagon Jr. is out of it. Come on. Come on, Pentagon. No, you've been caught by another clothesline, you dipstick. Page right now still fighting, but as is Pentagon Jr. The more this torture goes on, the more it helps Seth Rollins, really. The less he has to worry about this man ever trying to come back and cause a threat to his title. Cover here by Pentagon Jr. Will it be enough? Alright, we need this guy tested. We need this guy tested right now. I'm telling you, he is cheating. He's on some kind of performance enhancer. There is no way that Diamond Dallas Page just kicked out of everything. The Pentagon Jr. has dished at him in this matchup at a no count. Pentagon Jr. did it. You know, I'd expect that from Pentagon Jr. He's, the best way of putting it, petrifying. And he's going to deliver a 3rd backbreaker here to Page. Yes! His back is going to be ruined. His vertebrae aren't even going to be able to stand on one another. Hey? What? Please tell me everything that I'm seeing right now is actually just not happening. It's just my own imagination taking shape. How is Pentagon Jr. unable to keep Diamond Dallas Page down long enough so the Page can no longer stand? What are you doing to me? He pancakes him. And Page into the cover. Please no. Please no. I can't watch. I can't watch. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god, he's still here. He's still here. He lives to fight another week. Well done. Oh yes. 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 Rollins is here. Yes. The man has arrived to take the name of Diamond Dallas Page, to take away the man who thinks he can fight back, who thinks he still has a chance of belonging around here. That's it. That's it, Rollins. Don't let him stand for a second. Come on, Seth. Keep fighting back. This man just went through a matchup similar to yours and thinks he has the right to stand up to it all. Oh, no. No, no, no. Page. Oh, yes. Rollins out of it. Rollins out of it. Rollins gets out of it. Kicked into the gut. Come on. Come on, Rollins. Just nail him. Plant him. Architect's Annihilation. Anything. Buckle bomb. Yes. Please, Rollins. Don't let me down. Page escaping to the outside like the coward he is. Running away from the challenge as he has done on so many occasions before. God damn it. God damn it. No. Get it off. Get it off. Get it off the screen now.